that perspective of understanding
Yeah.
and trying to understand people for what they truly are. And I think
Mhm.
even earlier in it, it's kind of the concept of like not throwing out the baby with the bathwater of like, sure,
Exactly.
there is
Yeah.
some negative, there's some negatives in every system, as you're alluding to,
Yep.
that
Mhm.
shouldn't take away the positives. Like we should still acknowledge the positives. I guess the question it leads me to, Jonathan, is like back to where we started with the belief, right? People should talk it up more. So to that point about systems, right? There's some negative aspects to it. People can exploit it. People can do things, whether it be through, that point of pushing an agenda, whether it be through the financial aspect of it and the debt that's accrued, all that stuff. There's some people that could be listening that are like, yeah, no, 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 I agree with you. Like there's so much benefit to college, but for all the reasons we're saying, the system is now broken, right? So I want to maintain the good things, but we can no longer tolerate the bad things. And the only way to change this, the only way to fix it is to rebuild it anew. Like I'm not going to send my child into that system that we know is broken. I would love for them to get the benefits, but like given everything we're saying, the only reasonable solution is to say kids shouldn't be going to college as much anymore until these things are fixed and addressed. I'm not saying that's necessarily right, but like I could see somebody coming to that conclusion where they actually agree with a lot of what you're saying, but they still don't agree that they should send the kid to college or the kid should go to college. What do you say to that?
Mhm. So this is what I would say to that. I would say in life there are risks and there are benefits, and there's no one path to success. There's multiple different paths to success. The question is the path that you're going on. When you look at all the different circumstances that we go through, and then I remember we were talking, I was telling you this. For every desire that a person has in terms of an opportunity, there's an opposition. For every promise, there's also what comes with that promise is there's resistance, right? You're trying to achieve something, but along the other end, there's conflict that's preventing you from that. I think because of the different paths to success, and people have laid it out. We have the creator of Microsoft, the creator of these individuals never went to college. They're successful. You have people that actually go to college. They're successful. I think when you start to map out what it is that you want to do, you have to choose that. You have to choose which path you believe you'll be successful in. And I think either way is beneficial.
Hmm.
Either way, right? I believe it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So if you and there's even some people now who go back and get their college education because they think that there's some sort of value to that. And they're doing this. And I remember being in college and sitting in rooms with people that are 30, 40, 50 years old that decided to go to college, right? And some of it has to do with the benefits or the job that they're in, the career that they're in that says, hey, if you go back and do this, we'll pay for it. Just go back and do this, right? So I think at the end of the day, the choice is yours. I think doing the research and private testimonies like myself are vital and are important because that helps decide what it is that you ultimately want to do.
Hmm.
And I don't think I'm just here to say I think that there's positive to it.
Hmm.
And I'm living proof of that with the things that I've done. And I don't think everything that you do, the reward has to be a certain thing that you want it to be. Sometimes those little improvements are for only you to notice, not for everybody else to notice. So if you're trying to be the best that you can be and get to a place where you see yourself representing yourself in the best possible way possible, there's outlets that you can go and you have to choose them. Like we live in life where we don't get to not choose what it is that we don't want to do.
Hmm.
Like you have to. Like you can't avoid choosing. You have to make a decision. And there'll be some people that say that I'm not going that route, and that's 100% fine, but you gotta live with the results of the choice.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that even though the debt is and you don't want the debt, I think any chance, even in a business, you still gotta take loans out. Like so the loan sacrifice that you're willing to make is still there,
Hmm.
right? If there's a promise there, just know that the promise is met with opposition. You can't it's not gonna go away. With opportunity there, just know there's opposition there.
There's
Like
risk.
none of these things is risk. There's none of these things in life where you're gonna go. Because guess what? I don't know a person that's ever been successful that hasn't taken risks, and I don't know a person that and you know th- there's people now that even start doing business, trucking business. Guess what? Some of them have filed for bankruptcy 3-4 times.
Mhm.
I don't know a successful story that a person hadn't gone through something in order to get there. So if it comes at the sacrifice of being in debt for education, so be it. If it comes at the sacrifice of failed business, so be it. I think at the end of the day, these are things that you have to be okay with doing. And you have to know as part of what it is that you want to do and successful in life,
Mm.
or to make it big on whatever you're trying to do.
Whatever it is
So
you're
that's
trying
what
to
I would
achieve.
say.
Yeah.